Start saving your summons, guys. A huge new event was just announced and it is coming to Watcher of Realms very soon. Here's everything you need to know.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
All right, guys, it is official. This morning, the Watcher of Realms developers announced the game's first ever private IP collab event. So what do I mean by a private IP collaboration or a private IP crossover? Well, if you remember in the fall, we had the first ever crossover event in Watcher of Realms where the game was explicitly bringing in outside characters, and that was with the Dracula's Castle event. However, Dracula is quite an old story. It is now part of the public realm. Enough time has passed, so that was kind of like an open IP to just go ahead and use. This, on the other hand, is entirely private, and this is a collaboration between Watcher of Realms and another game and its developers. So Watcher of Realms and Moonton will be collaborating with Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft to create a limited event in the game in which Assassin's Creed characters are coming in. And frankly, I think it's going to look a lot like the Dracula's Castle event. I hope it will, because I think that was a very successful event, but with some cool new updates and twists, and obviously a new host of characters and challenges. So I shared this on my Discord at this point about 40 minutes ago. You can see the early response is mixed, though I'd say more positive than negative. We did get a couple clown emojis, a couple barf emojis, but we got some fire, we got a Dutch flag. You can see here we've got some starstruck stuff. We even got a little confusion over here from these people. They're curious about it. Maybe I can give some insight and explain what the event might look like, because I think this is pretty exciting, and I think it's a step in the right direction. So even if you're not in love with Assassin's Creed, I'll be honest, I've never played any of the games, so it's not like an important piece of IP to me. It doesn't have a special place in my heart. I have been introduced to some of the characters over the past month and a half because Raid has been doing a collab with Assassin's Creed. The designs are cool, and I actually think the style of these Assassin's Creed characters and the way they operate as assassins lurking in the shadows and the way they move around, I think it lends itself extremely well to tower defense and the kind of things they're going for in Watcher of Realms. So let's go to the official announcement right now, and then I think I can break down some of my thoughts on what the event could look like and which characters we might expect. So I'll take you through that here as well. You can see here they shared this about 3.5 hours ago. Actually, exactly 3.5 hours ago at the time of filming. Very interesting. This was shared by someone named Meow, who I've never seen this person post before, right? Usually lately it's been Sky. We get IO sometimes. I'm just trying to see if I've just missed it. No, IO's kind of like the official one, and then Sky's like the big rep. I don't know who this is, but that's pretty interesting, right? You can see they say Watcher of Realms Assassin's Creed crossover is coming. At the peak of Taya's tide, a sudden surge of power tore open an unstable rift. A mirror-like realm has emerged, one that is drawing in and twisting historical fragments from the world of Assassin's Creed. I believe they're saying historical fragments because the Assassin's Creed games take place over centuries, so this is their way of letting us know, I believe, that we're going to get characters from many different games and many different periods and locations throughout that big franchise. Unfamiliar shadows are crossing through the rift, and new challenges are quietly taking shape. Commander, prepare to welcome visitors from another world, hashtag Watcher of Realms, hashtag Assassin's Creed. So undeniably, this is going to be a big event, and I think that is the place to start, and I think that is what we should all be focusing on. Now, if you love Assassin's Creed, congratulations, I think you will extra love this event, but the most important thing about this, in my opinion, is the Dracula event was very large. It was like a whole month of a bunch of new characters, really interesting challenges, a lot of good free-to-play rewards, a couple free-to-play characters. It was a good, engaging event. It was something I think the community could really get excited about. There were some lows, but I do think there were a lot more highs, and the characters introduced as part of the Dracula event have proven to be very, very strong. I mean, Dracula is an absolute fiend right now, if I can find him. There you go. Count Dracula is an absolute fiend in many, many modes within PvP. Excellent unit, very exciting, very endgame, and we definitely have to talk a little bit about him because he was our first ever ancient guaranteed unit. If you pulled 90 ancient summons, you were guaranteed to get him from an event, like outside of the banner. If you pulled on that banner, there was an event that was kind of separate from the banner saying if you pulled on the banner, you'd get him, and you did in fact get him. So that is very cool. I would suspect they'll do something like that again. So I'm telling you this right now, as we move out of the first half of the video. I wanted to get this out as early as it felt appropriate. Start saving your ancients, because very likely they'll do something like this again. Very likely it will be around 90 ancients again. So if you can save up those over the next several weeks, please do. I'll talk about when I think this event's going to happen, but keep in mind, if this event mirrors the Dracula event, it will be live for weeks. The Dracula event was live for 4 weeks, right? So those banners existed for like 3 weeks each as well. So you should have plenty of time to save up, because there's going to be a period before the event even begins. And once it begins, it will go on for a while. These banners should stay live for a while. Actually, that's another good thing to mention. The Dracula banner was live for like 3 weeks, maybe slightly less. The Lady Mina banner was live for a day, 2 days longer than the Dracula banner, very long. The Van Helsing banner was live for a good amount of time. So definitely something to think about, something to potentially start saving for. You know, the Dracula units specifically all have different levels of relevance. Vlad Dracula is very, very nice for progression and has some special uses as you get deeper into the game. He's probably the weakest of the bunch. It's either him or Mina. Mina did get a good buff. I hope they rerun her at some point so people can actually get her. She is exceptional for Matrix if you've got the gear and the team to make her work, and she synergizes really well with Ardia and other high attack units. Depends who you pair her with, but she's proven very useful. Undeniably, Van Helsing is an insane unit. He is probably the best AoE marksman in the game. I think it depends on the content, but overall, I'd say he is the strongest. This guy is a powerhouse. And then, of course, I already talked about Count Dracula, who is dominating the PvP meta. He is an incredible unit. So it's very likely these collab units will be spicy. So start thinking about that now. If you can remember, with the Dracula event, we kind of had a special event portal right here we could click on. It was called Dracula's Castle. There was a shop, there were quests to do, and most importantly, we had this brand new overworld game mode where you were like walking around, collecting resources, building out things and developing features so you could earn more resources every day, and you were controlling Vlad Dracula and then fighting challenges. It was very fun, right? We had that parlor where you could recruit heroes to your team, but gear didn't matter, nothing mattered. You just grinded it out over days, and it was a very fun event. I think that was a home run event. It was one of the best things they did in 2026. That specific challenge mode was very unique. They said in the developer roadmap that they're going to bring something like that back. I would suspect they will do something very similar, hopefully even better, with this Assassin's Creed collaboration. So that was Dracula's Castle. Maybe this next one will be like Assassins of the Shadows or something, and you're going to control someone. We can talk about who when we go through characters in one moment, but you'll probably control them on the overworlds. We'll probably have that parlor to recruit heroes, and it should be a very fun, very free-to-play, very interesting, balanced challenge, because that's what it was last time, and I'm very excited about that. Besides that, let's move into characters now. One important thing to think about is we had 3 very interesting, fairly unique kinds of banners in the Dracula event, and I'm curious if they're going to directly rerun them. Regardless, I think they'll do something similar. Let's take it through those banners. First off, all 3 of them, well, you might be wondering, why is it 3 when there were 4 characters? Vlad Dracula was 100% free, right? From completing the Dracula's Castle event, you would get a copy of him, you actually would get him skilled up, you would get him promoted, and you could get a soul stone for him. So he would be A1, which is very cool, right? It was a very free-to-play friendly situation, and it was a very interesting challenge to engage with. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think a lot of you did too. The other 3 units, because there were 4 collaboration units, all had these long banners. They all went for about 2.5 weeks. If memory serves, this event was in November, and if memory serves, I think Lady Mina started around the 12th. We can actually probably find it. It was a Thursday, right? Because it was a limited banner. So if I go back, I hope you guys can see this. Yeah, you can. Lady Mina started the 13th. I'm almost certain of that, right? So a nice long banner, 2.5 weeks. We had a good amount of time for all this stuff. So Lady Mina was the 13th. She was a limited banner, so 200 guaranteed. I've seen that style before, but never for that long. Usually it's 4 or 5 days, typically 5 days. This was, I mean, how many days is this? 14, 15, 16, 17. This was 18 days, almost 3 weeks long. The next day We got a hero plus a choose your own hero banner, which is something we've seen before, but never for that long. And the given hero was excellent. It was Van Helsing. So for example, I did Van Helsing and Narissa, and I was pulling on that the entire time. That was for 17 days, so still over 2 weeks. That was a very cool banner, having it run for that long. Though I wish they had some kind of guaranteed way for people to get Van Helsing. That was too bad. Maybe they'll change that this time. I did submit that suggestion a few months ago that they should make all the pullable characters somewhat guaranteed in some way. And then finally, on Saturday, we kicked off, it was with Valderon. It was the Count Dracula Valderon banner, and that ran for whatever, 16 days, the longest ancient banner ever. And then separately, there was an event where if you pulled on the special banner for Dracula 90 times, in that event, you were given a copy of Dracula. So that was the first ever guaranteed way to get a specific ancient. So maybe they'll follow suit. And if they do, that would be 4 new heroes that are coming from the Assassin's Creed franchise. Who could they be? I have some ideas. I don't know much about the games, but even I know who Ezio Auditore da Firenze is. This is the guy who you think of when you think Assassin's Creed. Even if you don't know Assassin's Creed, because I didn't, if I was to picture in my head and draw in my mind what the assassin from Assassin's Creed looked like, it's this guy, right? This is like the classic. This was their first giant game, Assassin's Creed 2, and Ezio was the protagonist. And I mean, this is like basically like almost their icon, this like portrait of Ezio. He is integral to the franchise. It's unthinkable, I think, that they would do a collab and not bring Ezio into the game. He's very like famous within the game too, right? He's very notable. So for that reason, you'd probably think he's going to be really good. Maybe he's the ancient exclusive. Maybe he's the Count Dracula of the bunch, right? Count Dracula is the face of Dracula and the Dracula stories and Bram Stoker and all that stuff. So Ezio is the face of this. I think it's likely I think it's like guaranteed he'll be included. I think it's likely he will be one of the 1 or 2 insanely OP units like we saw with Dracula and kind of Van Helsing. I would think he'll be the hopefully guaranteed, if you have enough summons, ancient exclusive. That's pretty fun with Ezio. I think that one we can check off. So it might be more than 4. Maybe they do 5 units. Maybe they do 6. Let's assume it's 4 like it was last time. So that leaves us with 3 more spots to fill. We've got Altair ibn La Ahad. I hope I'm saying these names right. I also don't really care if I'm getting them wrong. Some of them are kind of crazy. And he is the original assassin from Assassin's Creed 1. This is like the OG game, right? The game that started the franchise before it was even a franchise. I mean, he kind of just looks like a less cool version of Ezio. They kind of took it to another level with Ezio, but still a clean look, still a classic look, still has that Assassin's Creed hood with the point. That feels pretty iconic. This picture is pretty cool. I don't know if they're going to use this guy. I think they're going to use Ezio, and Ezio looks a lot like this guy, just cooler, so I think they probably won't use him. After that, I'm not going to click on everyone, don't worry. Or maybe I will, but I won't spend this much time on everyone. This one, I hope they bring. I think this guy looks incredible. He's from Assassin's Creed 3. Pray for me, cross your fingers. Let's try to say this. Ratanen Hakaton, that's what I'm saying, or Connor. His nickname's Connor. That's his given special alias name, whatever. This guy is half British, half Native American. He looks so cool. We have Kata in the game, who kind of looks Native American from like Central or South America. This guy kind of has a clearly North American, Native American look to him. That's not really something we have in the game. You know, I'm from America. I think that'd be pretty dang sweet. I think this would be a really cool unit to have come into the game. I think they could do a lot of cool stuff with that. Look at the skin he's got wearing here. He's got the bow. He's got his special little, I don't know what this is, the special little axe. I think this guy could be awesome. Maybe this could be the Vlad Draculia of the bunch that we control in the overworld. Here he is with an American flag behind him. Effing sick. I think this is, we'll put it on, I hope, maybe likely, not guaranteed, but pretty cool. If we go down now, Edward Kenny, he's kind of a classic. This was a big game, Assassin's Creed 4. He was kind of like a pirate from the West Indies who became one of the assassins. And yeah, kind of a similar look to Ezio, but he has his own kind of rough nautical style. I know he's a fan favorite as well, so this one feels fairly likely. We can put him on the list. I'm just making guesses here. Here's one I've never heard of, Shay Patrick Cormac from Assassin's Creed Rogue. Not in love with the look of this guy. I like him when he's got his hood up and stuff. You guys tell me if you're a fan of the franchise, you think they could pick this guy? I don't really know. I would say Edward feels the most likely so far after Ezio, and then I think Connor could be pretty sweet. Then we've got a French-Austrian assassin during the French Revolution, Arno. I feel like between this style, I'm just going by style, I do kind of like this revolutionary little getup. Seems like a suave dude. I've never heard of him though, not that I've really heard of that many of these guys. I feel like I'd pick Shay Patrick Cormac over this guy. I will say, and now we're getting into the important stuff, none of these people have been female yet, and we are playing Watcher of Realms. If there's one thing we got to know about Watcher of Realms, who's got a nice rack. In Watcher of Realms, the developers kind of require that a good amount of characters have a little bit of this right here. Heavies, if you will. It's kind of a huge part of what they do here, whether you like it or not. So it's hard to imagine we would get 4 male characters. You're gonna think we're gonna get a lot of cleave, right? Where's I? Let's find some actually monster knockers to really prove the point. There we go. There you go. Watcher of Realms for you. So one of these has to be female. So as we move after Arno, you'll see we get our first female character, which is Evie Fry. I do not think they're gonna pick her because she's part of a twin assassin duo. These were protagonists from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They're from a Victorian period, which is like kind of cool, but is that as cool as like pirates? I don't know. She does look pretty neat. They look cool with their hoods up, but because they're a pair, it's hard to imagine they're going to bring these guys in. I'd say this is unlikely. If we do skip ahead, we do have Bayek, who I think is the coolest of all the assassins, and hopefully they bring him in. But Cassandra and Ivor are 2 more females. I could really see these guys coming in. Cassandra came from, which game was she from? She's from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. She's a Spartan mercenary turned assassin. She's got a pretty cool look to her. I don't think she's like the most interesting looking character, but she's undeniably female, and I'm sure they're excited about that. If they're gonna pick a chick, and I think they will, I'm guessing, or I'm hoping they're gonna pick Ivor. I hope I'm saying that right. Ivor, Varen's daughter. She looks so cool. She's a Norse-style character, kind of a Viking daughter, badass. I mean, the hair's awesome. They could do a lot with this, kind of maybe like a legendary Estrid vibe. I really like the black face paint too. I would love to see her added. I mean, I'm sure she's wearing a lot of furs, but I'm sure they could find a way to add some cleavage, as we know they're dying to do with whomever they pick. Let's go back to Bayek now. Bayek is just a really, really, really cool looking guy. He's from Assassin's Creed Origins. I believe he's Egyptian. Yes, Egypt in 85 BCE. He's one of the OG assassins. And I mean, just look at this guy. He's got the bearded version with the long hair. He's got the clean cut version. He's got the really cool hood, but then kind of this desert vibe underneath. This is my favorite design of the whole bunch. I'm actually going for this guy right now in Raid. He's part of a special event, and I'm in 2nd place right now, vying with 1st place. I'll know by this time tomorrow if I'm able to win him or not. I'd love, love, love to see him make an appearance. I could see him being one of the OP guys too, because he's also a fan favorite. Finally, to wrap it up, because this video is getting slightly long, we've got Bossim. He's actually part of the Raid collaboration too. I think he's pretty neat looking. He's this Middle Eastern guy. He's got a nice beard. Kind of a simple outfit, and I think they will make decisions based on aesthetic. That's why I keep bringing it up, because Watcher of Realms absolutely hits home runs with the aesthetics. I think he is possible, because I think this is one of the more popular recent games, if I'm not mistaken. But also I think the games recently aren't so popular, to my knowledge. Finally, this could be an interesting out of left field one. We've got the most recent game from 2025, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this featured Naoe and Yasuke. And these are Japanese, right? So Eastern characters. We're playing an Eastern game here with Watcher of Realms. So could they take these Japanese guys? I mean, this samurai look is awesome. This female hooded assassin look is awesome. I think she would be a really cool pick if they wanted to go a more modest route. I will say, I don't think this game was particularly well received. So if they're trying to bring in new players, they're probably going to want to go with more of the fan favorites. I'm going to give my final predictions now. I think Ezio is hard guaranteed. I think they're going to pick either Cassandra or Ivor. I want it to be Ivor, so I will say Ivor. I think they will probably pick Edward Kenway because he's a super fan favorite. And then that kind of leaves Bayek or Connor. You know what? For those last 2 spots, they'll pick 2 out of 3 of Bayek, Edward Kenway, and Connor. I'm hoping it's Bayek and Connor, but probably it's going to be like Edward and Bayek or Edward and Connor. But we'll see. Let me know if you guys are excited. The final thing we got to talk about in this video is when could this be happening? Well, it could be launching as soon as a week or 2. We are getting an update in the game on Monday, Tuesday, so tomorrow or the next day, depending on where you live. From the time I'm filming this, the update is going underway. It's like 1.25 days from now. So after that update, you know they're going to introduce new things like new banners, new assets, new events. It could be this. If it's not introduced, and we will know if it's getting introduced in this next update or not, very likely it'll be the next update. Because there's no way they're going to tease this now and then it comes out in 100 years or whatever. So I would expect it's fairly likely it will be this upcoming update, but maybe equally as likely it will be the update after. I would be shocked if it's in 3 updates. But even if it's in 3 updates, that'll be like 2 months from now. It will probably kick off in the next 2 to 4 weeks, but it could be as long as 8 to 10 weeks. Regardless, it should be a fun event. I hope it brings a ton of freebies. They know that the Dracula's Castle event was very well received, but the community had a couple major key issues with it, so hopefully they're going to address those issues. Remember to start saving your summons now if you're interested in these characters. You are going to want at least 90 ancients for whichever ancient exclusive they guarantee as part of the event. They might not do that again, but I'm hoping and thinking they will, so I'd play it conservative. Just keep saving your ancients unless they like drop one of the new lords, but I don't think that's coming that soon either. So there you go. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my stuff, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your mother, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.